Next, we're going to look at the RH6650. This is, a lot of people have their own nickname for this, the Beast or whatever, but essentially this is a clamshell style rod holder, quick release. And it's a lot different than anything else out there though. Number one, you can tell it's a lot beefier. So you can have confidence in this rod holder. We have a lot of guides who use this for halibut fishing because they can have people crank on fish in the rod holder reliably. Let's take a look how it works here on the boat. Again, all of our rod holders, you do not have to operate the thumb latch to install them. You just reach out and it snaps in. This one has only 2 vertical positions, flat and then 45 degrees. And the reason for that is that the cogs inside of our hub here are very large and can handle high loads. But very simple rod holder. If it happens to be closed when you're ready to use it, you can open it a couple different ways. It will not open unless you have this rear trigger in the up position, no matter how hard you pull on it. So when there's no rod in there, you can simply squeeze here and release it, or you can just pull up on the back of the jaw with this trigger up. So the rod, to put it in, you just center the reel up, push it right in the rod holder. One of the nice things about this rod holder is it can't come undone unless you have this trigger up. In fact, if there's pressure down on the front and you have the trigger up, you still can't get it out. So you get really used to sweeping up through that trigger and bringing the rod up into hand. Even if you're trolling, let's say even for tuna, and you've got a lot of side pressure on the rod with a fish loaded up, a big Chinook or something, you don't have to neutralize the pressure. You can bring this thing up and out of there with a lot of side pressure on it, no problem. We also make our own reel clamp in 2 different sizes. Most reels will use this smaller one, the RC300. What that does for you, number one, it gives you a nice little trigger grip. But more importantly, with the 6650, if you look in the bottom, there's a nice trough in there, and this will engage in that trough and help keep the reel more vertical. So there's a little less play in that. It doesn't really play into too many situations other than when you're, let's say you're bottom fishing or deep dropping or halibut fishing, bouncing something off the bottom and you want to crank on a fish or just check bait in the rod holder. It just keeps it a lot more stable. Not required, but it's a nice option.